Here we're going to use get and transform, otherwise known as Power Query, to combine two sets of data. So notice here we've got sales transaction data down here. We have customer data over here, and we want to use get and transform Power Query to add customer name, last name, first name. In other words, add all these things here. And I realized we could do this with a VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP, but with bigger data sets, you're better off using get and transform. With bigger data sets, if you're using formulas, you could really slow down Excel. So we'll use get and transform here to do this. So go to the ribbon under data, and I need to go down here. The data's already in a worksheet, so we'll do the sales transactions first. So we're going to pull each one of these in individually and then combine them. So table range, notice I've got sales selected down here in that range. Okay. All right, so here Power Query editor, and for the most part we don't need to make any changes here. I will change this and get rid of these times. Just change it to a date. All right, we'll replace current, and here it's going to be coming as table 1. We'll call this revenue. Okay. All right. I'll hit enter. I don't think I have to hit enter, but I'll hit enter there. And close and load to. Now, since this is already in the worksheet, there's no reason to bring it back as a new table. So we'll only create connection. So and we could also do the same thing if we were working with text files. If I'm going to combine them, I may just want to initially just create a connection because it takes up less memory, and then combine. So again, only create connection. All right. We'll do the same thing with the customer data. So go over and select the value, data on the ribbon, that is, table range. Hit OK. All right. Everything looks fine here. No transactions or no transformations we need to do. I will change the name of the table from make it more descriptive. I'll just call this customers. Okay, we'll hit enter, and then I probably don't need to. And then file, close and load to. And again, we'll only create connection. Otherwise, I'll just have a duplicate of this as a separate table, which we don't need. All right, so hit OK. So we've got both of these basically in memory as connection only. And now we're going to merge them. A couple of different ways to do this. I usually go to the ribbon. Again, go to data. Within the get and transform, do get data, combine queries, merge. All right. Now here it says select tables and matching columns. We've got two tables. We can see them over here, the revenue and the customers. Ask ourselves, which of these do we want to make sure we keep everything out of? So I want to make sure I keep all the revenue items. So we'll select it at top. Okay. And then we'll do the other table below, from which we're going to pull information for the customers. And we can see a preview of what those look like, of course. Now we need to, we've got the table selected, we need to select matching columns. In other words, how to merge these. So if we were doing a VLOOKUP, which two columns, or XLOOKUP, which two columns would we be using to match things up? That's going to be the customer ID. All right. And they don't have to be in the same order. Here they are. Again, think about if we're doing a VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP, what are the items that kind of link these two tables together? Notice it's the join kind we'll leave as is. It says left outer, all from first. It's going to keep everything from revenue. From the second, only the matching. So just matching from the second. Okay. And click OK. All right. Now here, this is the revenue table or data. The customer data we need to expand. So those arrows indicate we can expand this in the top right there. So click on that. And here we can select which items to retain from the customer data. So we don't need customer ID again because that's already here. So I'll deselect that. I'll also tend to deselect this down here, use original column name as prefix. So it's going to, if we leave this checked, it's going to be customers dot last name, customers dot first name, customers dot city, and we don't need that, so I'll uncheck that. And if I didn't need any of these things, if I didn't need the city or the phone, I could deselect. So hit OK, and there's our combined data. There's our combined data. All right, now let's change this. I think it was changed the name of this to TB sales. That's going to be the name of the new table that combines the data, that is the revenue and the customer data. All right, and go over here to File, Close and Load To. And we'll do existing worksheet. No, let's do new worksheet. Let's go with new worksheet. All right. So keep it on table, new worksheet. Click on OK, and there's our combined data. So again, the advantage to this versus using, say, VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP to combine the two is that none of these are formulas. These are just values now. Takes up less processing time and memory as things change. So certainly with a bigger, or with big data, I'd want to use get and transform to combine things as opposed to VLOOKUP, index match, or XLOOKUP. All right, so let's go back here. And last thing to do, just a little practice with building formulas. This is not really part of Power Query. So it's using combined data, compute sales for each of the states listed to the right. So we'll just do sum ifs, and our name of the table is TB sales. And we're summing the sale column. Okay. And criteria would be TB sales. And we're looking at the state, which came from the customer database. All right. And the criteria is going to be over here. And we're just copying it straight down, so I don't need to lock in anything. And we can just pull that down, and we should be done. Let's compare that to our values. That's part of the combined values. Well, I'll need to put, I'll add this. I don't have it here, but I meant to include a snapshot of what this would look like to double check our numbers, but I'm pretty sure we're okay, so I'll add that to the file. All right, so again, this is how to use Get and Transform to actually merge data.